How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are, we're doing another set 9 Perona deck profile. Just want to do a little updated list, let everyone know what I'm working with now, a little trial and error. Of course, if you have any comments, any opinions, let me know after the fact, leave them down in the comments. So, if you're unfamiliar, Perona is a green-black leader, active main. She can rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less, or she can give one of your characters -1 cost. For free, just happens. Really nice. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the deck. Starting us off, let's start with the 2K counters. I'm running 2 Toy Soldiers. Toy Soldiers, just real simple. 2K counter, he has the effect where you can trash him to -3. So of course he's gonna come up really handy. It's a nice good cost reduction. You can pair it off with the Moria, or you can just generically play it and just set it up for later. You can also pair it up with Be My Samurai and just draw 2 cards. Just all around good 2K counter. We're running 3 Shrews. Shrew is pretty simple. She's basically the same thing as Toy Soldier. You just on play -2, 2K counter, just really powerful card. Paired up with Moria so you can get value off your Arimas and everything else. Other things that are in the deck that you'll see come up. We're running 3 Izos. Izos, just simply put, can rest a 4 or less. So there's times where you can just drop that out, get rid of a blocker, and potentially just go in for game. You know, if your opponent tries to go double blocker up and they're just in range, you can just go leader ability rest 1, Izo rest the other, and then potentially just go in for game. So that's just the idea behind it. It's a searchable 2K as well. So with this alone, just makes 8 plus 4 Otamas. That makes 12 2Ks in the deck. Otama, simply put, is just, you know, is the main start of the deck. It's a 2K counter. It's searchable off your Momonosuke's. It's going to find you your Samurai. It's going to find you Hiyori's. It's going to find you your Riyamas. And it's the early game starter. So you're dropping out your Otamas, you're finding your Samurais, you're drawing your cards, you're getting that early game value. Essentially, that's all behind the package for the 2K counters. Let's go ahead and get into the 1Ks. Starting us off, we got 2 Borsalinos. You could run 3. I've seen the updated list where the gentleman top, I think 64, 32, whatever it was. He was running 3 Borsalinos. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think 3 is necessarily needed. He's in a weird state right now, Borsalino, that is, because it's still a strong card, but it's kind of weird because there's just so many cards right now that just say place in trash, just work around his abilities. So his protection is not as good as it once was. So that's why I don't personally run him up. I think 2 is just fine. I run 3 Rosamontes, which makes it 5 blockers in the deck. It's not too great, but you don't necessarily need blockers. You're trying to be aggressive. You're trying to be board controlling and trying to keep that advantage. You're always trying to have at least 1 more character than your opponent. So Rosamonte early game can help you protect that, or just get yourself situated. You can still always pair it off with a Moria, get some good turns going in. Rosamonte's protection is just so damn good. It feels like it's a no-brainer to not play it in the deck. Besides that, we're running 2 Helmeppos. Helmeppo, just like Toy Soldier, on play, well, not on play, just give one of your characters -3. That's just how I did behind the deck. You know, it's your cost reduction right here. You try to use it to stabilize, you use it off of Moria, things of that nature. I'm sure you all already know the game plan with that. Next up, we're running Hiyori's again. Recently, I dropped it out of the deck because I felt like it was a greed. I felt like it was a greed more card. I didn't really see all too much of the value, and after I kind of had a couple plays where Hiyori really made the difference. I know I get like a Ryum out of life, didn't have the proper setup. I had the Moria and I had like the Helmeppo and trash, but I didn't have the means of getting that Ryum on field to pop whatever I needed because he was still stuck in hand. Hiyori helps mitigate that problem in case you bricked up with them in hand or something along the lines like that. So she helps you feel good. Essentially, also you pair this off with Samurai. It's just free draw 3. It feels so fucking good. After that, we are running 3 Carrots. Carrot is pretty interesting, I guess you could say. She's in a really weird state right now because her ability is just so damn good. On play and when attacking, she can keep a rested 7 or less. Rested, keep it suspended so you can keep that card frozen, come after it later, and things of that nature. Back up, Garth. We don't need you right now. Besides that, though, there are times where she can really miss in the matchup. Mostly against Shanks, where they'll just play out their high bodies and you can't necessarily deal with them, aka just simply, I guess, 10 Shanks and things along that nature. Because if they're constantly going like dragons and Rayleighs, you can only keep so many cards suspended at a time. They're just out of range. So you have to commit, you know, Dawn minusing cards to really get that value. And one of my more recent matches that I had against Shanks on my channel, you'll see where I try to get value out of the carry and I try to utilize her and some minus effects to try to stabilize and keep my opponent's board locked up. It didn't go as well. They just still was able to keep the pressure. You know, they keep that 10 drop shanks on field. They get that minus 1,000 effect, and it allows them to play a lot more. Basically doing what I'm trying to do. And then to finish off the counters in the deck, we are playing for Momonosuke. I've seen some lists drop him down to 3. It's completely up to you. I think 4 is perfectly fine because, again, this is like your entire engine. It is searching a majority of your deck and trying to find your samurais to help you get into your top end, since your top end is not searchable in this deck. But that's all of the counter for the deck. Let's get into the non-counter, the nitty-gritty. We are running 2 Uta. If you're unfamiliar with this Uta, Uta cannot be KO'd by your opponent by battle. So active main, you can arrest this character and give one of your opponent's characters -2 for the turn. So it's a nice little spicy tech card. A friend of mine, Omix, was running this for a while, and then she started getting meta, which is pretty funny. I've seen Lucci's run this, and I've seen a couple other lists run it, Perona as well. I do think that she's a really good card. I think that she does come up and actually makes a lot of difference, because the fact that a leader just can't pop it, they have to have a character on board in order to pop it, or have to waste a card effect to pop it in some shape or form. So if they're wasting a really powerful removal card just to get rid of Uta, hats off to them. Thanks, bro. You just made my life a lot easier. Or if they're just not playing out searchers, you know, then that Uta's going to stick around. You're going to have it for a good portion of time and really make good use of it. You're really kind of playing like protect the Uta in a sense. It's pretty interesting. Pretty much he's just here to give additional minus effects to try to help mitigate the deck. As you can see, Jack's coming up near next, so it kind of helps synergize as well. It allows you to reach certain thresholds, essentially. We're running 2 Jacks. I think 2 is perfectly fine. 3 might be a little excessive. Jack just helps so much more. He helps you cycle the hand. He's an 11 class, so in the black matchup, he just eats up. They can't get rid of it. They have to waste a lot just to get rid of the one card. You just drop another one down or another big body. They're just in there like, God damn it, what do I do? So Jack really helps, and I guess in the Dolphy matchup, the lower tier matchup where they're just dropping low bodies, they're not really committing to higher cost. So Jack really helps eat that up. After that, another card that really helps eat everything up will be Kaido. Kaido, I think, is just absolutely disgusting in this deck. He's insane. The fact that he just says trash is 7 or less, it just basically makes so much cards in range for your leader ability. You're going against black, you know, they're dropping out Moria. You just say bye-bye Moria, nice turn you did. Or you're going against even Shanks, you know, sometimes they're able to drop out the Release or the Whitebeard, you know, they're trying to keep you in some type of loop. You just drop out that Kaido, get rid of the body, get rid of a card in hand. You get some type of board control, stabilizing things of that nature. Really, really powerful card. Right now, I'm running a 1-up Krieg. I generally don't know how to feel about it. I kind of just threw him in because I had a 1-card slot. You could honestly put anything in. I personally am thinking about going to the 5-drop banished, not banished, the 5, oh yeah, that's what it is. It's the 5-drop double attack banished green Yamato. For multitude of reasons, mostly being that she is searchable, she's a 1k counter, and she's just also in that threshold where she's a 5k body, so she's kind of awkward for some decks to interact with. Not too awkward, but just enough for them to have to probably commit depending on what the matchup is. I was mostly trying Krieg out just because of the Dolphy matchup, but our locals hasn't been playing any Dolphys, so Krieg has not been feeling as well. That's why I want to drop him. And also the argument can be made about Krieg and Yamato. Krieg is a instant value card where you get the pop a body and then he has follow up for the double attack. Yamato really just has to stick the landing, survive a turn, and then hopefully has to have the attack connect, right? So Yamato doesn't feel as good in the deck as Krieg would, but Krieg being a non-counter and not coming up as much as he should really hinders his performance. So definitely the card I would suggest to switch out for whatever you would prefer. The bread and butter of their deck, 4 Ryoma, baby. The man, the myth, and legend. Boyo just pairs too well. On play and on KO arrested 4 or less, pairs so well with Perona. Simple as that. We are running 4 Moria. 4 Moria, I think, really speaks for itself. Moria's targets in this deck is really diverse. He has a really good selection here. He can basically play almost anything in here besides your top end, essentially, which is just the Kaidos and Jacks. Of course, the Karas are just out of range, but essentially, you can play almost anything in your deck, so you can have a lot of combo pieces. After that, I am running 3 Samurai. I think the card's still really good. I just don't think 4 is needed. It's a bit excessive. Because you're at a state now where you're not necessarily trying to search it out. If you see it generically, that's nice. You have a nice amount of low cost to really make use of it. Or even turns where, like, you know, you go odd curve, you go 9, you do a nice little Moria turn, pop out whatever the fuck you want to do. You can do a fucking Moria into a Rosamante Hiyori. Sounds terrible. Pair it up with a Samurai, rest the Moria, rest the Hiyori, draw 2 cards. Somehow you draw into a Ryuma, pop Hiyori effect, you know, play out the Ryuma, KO card, draw another card. You know, it's really niche things like that, but things like that do come up and actually make a really big difference. After the fact, the best reduction card in the game for the deck, Ice Age, -5. Simple as that. Essentially, though, this is the entire deck. This is what I'm working with right now. If you guys have any opinions, any criticisms, anything like that you want to say about the deck, please let me know. Of course, I'm always looking to try to make the deck better in any shape or form, getting ideas and anything like that. Let me know how you like it. If you do try the deck out, let me know how it feels. And thank you for watching.